Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for coming to share some time with us in Raglan Road. We've actually spent quite an amount of time here in the last 4 weeks. Sometimes you find yourself in a gig that is a gig. Sometimes you find yourself in a gig that takes over your life, and sometimes you find yourself in a gig that becomes your life. And that's what's happened to us here. I was going to say we've ate, slept and drank here, but we didn't really drink, and we certainly didn't sleep for the last 4 weeks, but sometimes that's what it takes to get something worthwhile to its feet. We've had an amazing experience. It's going to be an epic chapter in all our books whenever we get to write it. A shared experience with the entire staff of the pub, because every night we got to know the night staff, and every morning when the day staff came back in, they couldn't believe that we were still here, and everyone was, how are you going, where have you gotten to now, and so it became an almost shared family experience watching this show being born almost. Also a bit of an eye-opener for maybe those who think a song is a song, to see all the work that goes into it really if you want to do it properly, which is what we've tried to do here. So today is actually kind of an amazing culmination of 10 weeks of solid rehearsal and pre-production process. We really commenced work on this day last year in a kind of an insta walk-away meeting from what we had done last summer, and John laid out his and Paul's notion or a concept for a show that might start at 4 o'clock in the day and with a bang and increase all the way to a higher bang at about 9 o'clock, and that's what we've tried to do. It starts big and it finishes even bigger. That set off in train a whole process of what would this show entail, what would these suite of shows entail. We have 4 shows in the day covering 4.5 hours of material, and then finding people that might be able to retain that and perform it and deliver it at an acceptable level of, with an acceptable level of professionalism that would take its seat in the kind of entertainment capital of the world, which is Disney. And that was a challenge in itself, because a lot of Irish music is often performed in the corner of a pub, and now you're putting it up on the stage where it needs to meet some other norms and expectations of an audience, and at the same time we still wanted to feel like a pub, look like a pub, sound like a pub. So that was a challenge. I think probably the greatest injustice anyone could do to Raglan Road is to call it a pub. It's so much more than that. So started a journey of auditioning and finding these new young talent that we had targeted, and putting together a set list that from 30-something years of experience that might answer the call to action from John and Paul. And we went through 16 versions of that playlist, so every inch of it has been thought out, and remarkably when we got here, not too much of it got thrown away, because most of it stood up and functioned probably beyond our dreams. We also had a huge kind of change of mindset for Raglan Road Entertainment, in that we were pulling music and dance together for the first time. For the previous 10 years they've been slightly individual departments. It was song, it was dance, it was song, it was dance, and now we just wanted to tie it all up in one big fun-filled, fresh, young, vibrant, family-orientated whiz through 500 years of Irish music. So that's a fair brief for anybody to take on. And so we found 24 entertainers who didn't really realise what they were signing up for, thank God. And we put them into kind of musical marine school, and they're graduating from boot camp today. And we hope you enjoy sharing in the fruits of our labour. We're very conscious that in Raglan Road in particular, it's the only Irish instance in all 44 acres of Disney, and we're very conscious that in Raglan Road the whole thing is about authenticity, whether it's the food, the beverage, the decor, the atmosphere, the entertainers themselves. They're not dressed up as anybody, they're not saying anybody else's lines, they are themselves, and the thing that we're trying to put onto the stage for everybody to share in is them sharing their talent, them enjoying us, enjoying them, enjoying sharing their talents with us. That's what it is, and it's very real, and that's all there is to it. In a way, when I walked away this day last year to John, my parting shot was, I hope we're going to do for the entertainment what Kevin Dundon did for the food. And I hope to God that we managed to do that. We've had an enormous achievement. I actually set to write out an email for the gang last night, in fact about 2 days ago, of all we had managed to achieve in the last 4 weeks since we landed here, and I abandoned it because I thought I'm never actually going to get to the end of this, such as being the kind of toll of stuff that we've managed to get through, from new technical achievement of lighting design, visual design, sound design. All the bands are filled with multi-instrumentalists. They're all on in-ear monitoring, a whole lot of technology that was new to them, but ultimately we try to get them through that and past that, so it's like driving a car. You don't think about it, you get in and you decide where you're going. And we want them, we were trying to get them to a point where all this technology disappeared into the background and it was still about them at the front. So while you're looking at 4 people and playing music and 5 people dancing, there's a whole NASA world going on behind them. But in the essence of this Irish journey was that it would still be about them and the music they're playing and their talent and us enjoying that, and that's what the product is. And we really hope you enjoy that. It's been an amazing journey, not without its lows, but not without its highs either, as is always the case. Particularly when you're working away from home, the highs are always higher and the lows are always lower. But we've managed to get across most of the mountains and arrive with everybody reasonably spiritually intact. And we hope you enjoy it. It's been an amazing journey. It's a wonderful place, Raglan Road. It's a wonderful place to work. It's not often you arrive into a job in the world of creative arts where the owners want to spend more money every day, or at least one of them does anyway. That's your grand. And it's fantastic. They're almost in tune with each other. We haven't seen Paul for a few weeks, and he walked in at 3:45 and he said, "When are they on a break?" It's the very first thing he said. But I know he meant that with the best of intentions. It's funny. So it's a big happy family here. Raglan Road is an amazing place. I'm minded of a friend of mine works in HR, and he told me a story once of President Clinton going to visit one of the NASA facilities, and he's doing his tour and everybody's walking around in the huddle behind him, and he walks down whatever corridor he walks down, and in an open doorway he sees a man inside sweeping the floor, and he decides this is going to be a great photo op, and he hangs a left and lets everybody walk on, and they all come dashing back to find him shaking hands with the gentleman with the sweeping brush, and he says to the gentleman with the sweeping brush, "Good day, sir." "Good day, sir, to you. What do you do here?" "Here, sir, we fly people to the moon." Which is a fantastic piece of on-message kind of imagery in the world of HR. But that's kind of the way it is here in Raglan Road. Everyone partakes in giving our visitors a good time, and I've tried to instill into our performers, you're a department. We know you're fabulous, but to everybody else you're a department, and today we step forward and we hope we take our place at the Raglan table, and we're no more or no less important than the bar staff or the managers or the cleaners, because without all of us we're bust. But there is that family feel here. When you come to work here, you find it an amazing place. You don't really want to leave. I hope you feel the same by about 9 o'clock tonight. Thank you.